that is a mock of Maseno school, and we'll go direct to question 1, which states that state 4 characteristics of a good vegetable seedling. And the first characteristic we have, it should be free from diseases, pests, and number 2 should be having vigorous growth, then should be free from physical deformities, and also should be high yielding, then should be of the correct stage of growth, that is around 1 month. Then question 2, give 4 conditions of land which may make it necessary to carry out reclamation. And maybe reclamation is putting the land under agricultural use. And maybe those conditions will include very steep land. We can have a waterlogged or a marshy area, a forested area or a bushy area. Then we have an area which is rocky or arid. Then we have a tsetse fly infested area. Then question 3, give 4 reasons for keeping labor utilization records. Number 1, helps to determine labor allocation, also determines labor disputes, help determine peak demand periods or demand period, then help determine cost of labor. Question 4, name 4 natural factors that influence soil erosion, and we have amount of rainfall or rainfall intensity, and this means the more the amount of rainfall, the more influence it has on soil erosion or more soil erosion, because the water will be able to carry away soil. Then slope or topography, it means the steeper the slope, the more the soil erosion, because the steeper slopes, the soil is easily carried away by the water. Then type of soil. The type of soil, maybe the sandy soil is easily eroded by water, while clay soil is not easily eroded by water. Then you have size of the watershed, the length of the slope. You can also have vegetative cover. When an area has a more vegetative cover, it will have a lesser soil erosion, because the vegetative cover is able to prevent or reduce the splash erosion. Then wind velocity or strength of wind, the more the strength of wind, the higher the soil erosion. Then soil depth, the shallower the soil, it means the more the soil erosion, it will be easily carried away by water. Then question 5, list 4 factors that determine depth of planting, and we have soil type, and the soil type can have clay soils or maybe sandy soil, and the sandy soils you will plant deeper compared to clay soils. And then soil moisture content, it means when the soil has more moisture content, you can plant deeply. When the soil moisture content is little, you plant shallowly. Then size of seeds, the greater or the bigger the size of seeds, the greater the depth of planting, because the seed will be able to have more food, which will be broken down to enable the roots develop and the leaves to develop to enable photosynthesis. Then maybe smaller seeds require shallow depth of planting, because they have less amount of seeds. Then type of germination, you can have hypogel germination and epigel germination, and the epigel germination can require more depth of planting. It can be planted deeper, compared to hypogel. Then question 6, state 4 advantages of adding organic manures to sandy soils. And the organic manures improve water holding capacity, because they are able to bind the soil particles together. Then also add nutrients to the sandy soil. Improves soil structure, thus reducing erosion. Then increases microbial activity, that is the activities of microorganisms, because the presence of organic manure, they have those microorganisms which are important in the soil for improving aeration. Then buffer soil pH by avoiding rapid chemical changes due to addition of acidic fertilizers and liming materials. Then also reduces toxicity of plant poisons that may have built up in the soil. Then humus absorbs heat, regulating soil temperature. Question 7. Differentiate between intercropping and mixed cropping. And intercropping is the practice of growing two or more crops in the same piece of land at the same time, while mixed cropping is the growing of two or more crops in the same field. Then give 4 details contained in an invoice, and we have date of transaction, the people involved in the transaction, then the types and quantities of goods delivered. We have price per unit of the goods, the total amount of money involved. We also have invoice serial number and the terms of payment. Question 9. State 4 factors that affect effectiveness of a pesticide, and that includes concentration of the pesticides, which means the lesser the concentration, the lesser the effective it will be on the pest. Then weather conditions at time of application, maybe the weather conditions, maybe when we have rainfall, it can dilute the pesticide, hence making it to be less effective. Then timing of application, persistence of the pesticides, and then formulation of the pesticide. Question 10. Give 4 reasons for subsoiling in land preparation. And the first reason is to break the hard pan, and this allows gaseous exchange in the soil. Then brings to the surface minerals which have reached deeper layers, allows root penetration and percolation of water, then facilitates water infiltration. Question 11. State 2 ways in which mulching conserves water. And the first way in which mulching conserves water, it helps reduce the speed of surface runoff, thus increases soil moisture content because the water will be retained. Then reduces evaporation rate, thus maintaining high moisture in the soil. Question 12. State 4 advantages of using polythene sleeves to propagate stem cuttings. Number 1, no root disturbance at the time of planting. Then seedlings are transplanted with a ball of soil. They establish much faster than those established in normal nursery beds after transplanting. Then less laborious in the nursery management, or it is easier to carry nursery management practices such as weeding. Then it is easy to transport seedlings because the soil in the polythene sleeves will not get out. Then easy to control soil-borne pests and diseases. Then easy to trim roots awaiting transplanting. Question 13. State 4 effects of late defoliation in pasture utilization. And the first effect, we have forage has high dry matter content, then it has high cellulose content, high lignin, tannin and silica, which are indigenous. Then a low crude protein content, then has low stem leaf ratio. Then low dry matter digestibility. Question 14. State 4 disadvantages of concession land tenure system. Such companies may engage in monopolistic practices. Then, if the management is inefficient, big losses may be incurred. And where the ownership is wholly foreign, the benefit to the country in which the estate is situated are limited to employment creation and paying taxes. Then the manner in which large-scale estates are organized make them liable to labor and social problems which could adversely affect its economic performance. Next question. State 3 characteristics of seeds collected for establishment of agroforestry. And number 1, they should be mature and ripe. And being mature, it means the embryo has been well developed. Then it should be free from physical damage. Then it should be from a mother plant with a vigorous growth rate. Then appropriate for intended use. Let's look at section B. On section B, below is a diagram of a weed. Study the diagram carefully and answer the questions that follow. As you can see, the weed, which is a couch grass. Identify the weed illustrated above. And that is a couch grass. Why is the weed illustrated difficult to control? And the reason is that it has underground rhizomes which are difficult to control. As you can see, we have these underground rhizomes which are very difficult to control. Part C. State 3 ways in which the weed can be controlled in a field of maize. Number 1, you can uproot. Number 2, you can do the cultivation. Number 3, you can do slashing. Number 4, you can use appropriate herbicides. You must say appropriate herbicides, not just any herbicides. Then you can mulch. Mulching will help smother the weed. Question 17. At the end of the year, 31st, the 12th month, 2011, the following information was extracted from books of Imani Farm. Perennial crops, 250,000. Bank loan, 30,000. Cash at hand, 5,000. Bank overdraft, 15,000. Land, 350,000. Unpaid wages, 3,000. Debts receivable, 20,000. Stock in store, 25,000. Livestock, 200,000. Bank balance, 100,000. Prepare balance sheet as at 31st 12th 2011. The balance sheet must have a title, and that is Imani Farm balance sheet as at 31st December 2011. Then you have the columns for liabilities, showing the cash, the cents, then the column for assets, cash and cents. Then the liability, the current liabilities, in this case we have bank overdraft, which is 15,000, 00 cents. Then bank overdraft, unpaid wages, 3,000, 0 cents. Then bank loan, 30,000, 0 cents. The subtotal will be 48,000. Then assets, we have two types of assets. We have current assets and fixed assets. The current assets, we have debt receivable, that is 20,000. Stock in store, 25,000. Cash at hand, 5,000. Bank balance, 100,000. That is 150,000 in total. Then fixed assets, livestock, 200,000. Land, 350,000. Perennial crops, 250,000. Then the subtotal, we have 800,000. You get the total, which is 950,000. And the 950,000, when you subtract from these liabilities, from 48,000 you get 902,000. You can put that total here. Then let's look at the question. Did Imani Farm qualify for a loan, and why? Yes, it qualified for a loan because it was solvent or has more assets than liabilities. As you can see, the assets are 950,000 while the liabilities are 48,000. It means when you minus, you'll get a net worth of 902,000. So that means they can qualify a loan because it is a solvent. Question 18. The diagram below illustrates soil structure. You can see M, N, P, Q. Identify the soil structure label M, N, and P. M, we have prismatic soil structure, as you can see. Then N, we have platy soil structure, looks like a plates. Then P, we have granular soil structure. Then maybe Q, single grain soil structure. Name the type of soil where each of the structures labeled N and Q are found. N, that is a platy soil structures, is found in clay soils or top horizons or forests. Then Q, the single grain soil structure, found in sandy soils, because you can see it has a large air spaces. Question 19. Study the diagram below and answer the questions that follow. Identify the type of erosion above, and that is a solifluction. You can see the river, slip surface. Say the 4 factors influencing the above type of erosion. Number 1, you have slope of the land. And I think the slope of the land, the steeper the slope, the more the erosion. Nature of material, then you can have climate based on intensity of rainfall, vegetation cover. Because we have vegetation cover, it will hold the soil particles together, hence reducing soil erosion. Human activities, when you have more human activities like mining, will lead to more soil erosion or that type of erosion. Then forces within the earth crust, when you have more forces, it means more solifluction. Section C. Describe the chemical process of water treatment. And the chemical treatment of water is in stages. We have 6 stages, and the first stage we have filtration at water intake, and water passes through a series of different sized meshes before entering the intake pipe, and large particles are trapped. Stage 2, we have softening of water. Water flows into a mixing chamber where soda ash and alum are added in equal amounts, and soda ash softens water while alum coagulates soil particles. Stage 3, coagulation and sedimentation. Softened water moves to the coagulation tank, which is circular and large. Then the solid particles are able to settle down. The tank is open to allow air circulation, to remove bad smell, and water stays in this tank for 36 hours to kill bilharzia worms. Stage 4, filtration. Filtration tank has layers of different sizes of gravel and a top layer of fine sand, and these layers are able to allow water to seep through very slowly, leaving all solid particles behind. Then stage 5, chlorination. In chlorination tank, chlorine solution is added depending on the volume of water to be treated, and it kills microorganisms in water. Stage 6, storage of water, and the treated water is stored in large tank before distribution. The tank is covered properly and the area around it is fenced to prevent contamination. And that is a treatment of water. Next question, explain 4 characteristics of nitrogenous fertilizers. The first one, it is easily leached to lower horizon beyond the root zones of most crops, and thus should be applied to an already established crop. Established crop, it means it has established roots which are able to absorb the nitrogen or the nitrates that are applied. Then they have a short residual effect, hence should be applied frequently. Then have a scorching effect on plants, hence should not come into contact with any part of the plant, especially the foliar fertilizer. Then except the foliar fertilizer. Highly volatile, hence should be applied to moist soils to prevent volatilization. The hygroscopic, hence should be stored under dry conditions, then highly corrosive, hence should not be handled with bare hands, then highly soluble in water. That is a part A. Thank you for listening. Please share, subscribe, and ask questions. Thank you.